Hello, welcome back to another video. Today, we are going to look at something a bit different. So, growing up, I used to love the 3 3/4 inch stuff. That was my jam. The Star Wars and, more importantly, the Marvel Universe was an old toy line back around 2011, right? 3 3/4 inch. These were really articulated figures. Now, mind you, 3 3/4 inch scale is what the original G.I. Joe or the bunch of those original Kenner Star Wars toys, that was their size there. About yay high. They're nice, compact, and they just offer a different avenue to explore and whatnot. Back then, back in the early 2010s, late 2000s, they were the jam. They were pretty much the new thing. They were tiny, compact, easy to make, and cheap, around $10, I believe. So, but sad thing is, like with all things, they come to an end, and around 2016, 2017, Hasbro stopped doing the universe stuff and put it on a back burner in favor of the fucking Marvel Legends and the cheap, gimmicky garbage that they released. So, but I noticed something a couple years ago. I think this was 23, at the start of 23. I noticed one day at a Target, there were tiny figures again, and they had, okay, articulation. This was more in line with the movie stuff, with the movie 3 3/4 inch figures, like the Amazing Spider-Man or the original Iron Man line and whatnot, the 2012 to 2014 era. And well, over a course of time, I got a couple, not too many of them. Only characters I like Venom and Carnage, who are subject of today's review. So I figured we'll do both of them because there isn't much to talk about with these. They only come up with about 1-2 accessories and they're tiny. They don't got much. So this will be a nice, quick, and easy review. So starting off, we'll look at Venom. So Venom, now mind you, these are charged at about $10, which I say is a fair enough price for what you're getting. And they could be found all over the place. I'm talking you go inside stores. I've even found these in fucking GameStops, if you can believe it. So, and there's also like variants and stuff, but I don't give a shit about the variants. So, we'll look at his accessory. Now, contrary to popular belief, Venom cannot do shit like this. He cannot make bladed weapons. That's his specialty. Venom doesn't. This is just something that various people who don't know shit about Venom, and they're like, oh my god, he's like, he can do Alex Mercer prototype stuff. Oh my hecking god. So, but I mean, it's a cool effect, I suppose. A symbiotic scythe will never not be cool, and this just clips in around his arm. It works. It's decent, I suppose. Now, onto the figure itself. This is pretty decent sculpt for Venom. I'm not gonna lie. This is pretty good. I actually like it. Starting with the head. It's a great Venom design. It's sort of a mix like of the monstrous stuff and the Lethal Protector, where it's like small and refrained, but it's still got that monster. And then you got this overly sized tongue. Jesus wept, bro. Dude's fucking rivaling Lickers from Resident Evil with this shit. Yeah, I bet his tongue game's up to par, dude. Keep Venom away from keep Venom away from the Huz, bro. He's just gonna fucking give him all the tongue action you could ever think of. So, but yeah, it's a decent sculpt. I wish the teeth were a bit more pronounced. I do. And there's too much red gum and shit. It's just gum, bro. It's his gum. But yeah, the paint's really solid on this, surprisingly. Like, damn. I mean, Venom's an easy enough to do character. He's never too complex. He's just got the white eyes, the big bulk, and then the signature logo. Now, this is a nice, big, chunky body. I like it. It's really good. The muscle details there. The paint is clean as a whistle, bro. Really snappy. Really good. Moving on to the arms. The tendrils here are a bit different. They're just shaped different. This one's bigger, got a little more curve. This one's not. I don't care for it that much. Nice big muscle arms too. Really good looking. Same thing going on. Big meaty hands. I wish the fingers were individually sculpted instead of the plastic webbing going on there. It's still nice, pretty nice and clean actually, you know, pretty cool. Not much in the way of claws here. I don't know if you can pick it up here. Yeah, not much. Then moving on to the thighs, pretty big meaty thighs, you know. Oh my god, look, there's Venom's ass, chat. Look at that shit. So then you got big meaty calves and big monster feet. Now, articulation, it's a swivel at the head, no ball joint. Arms can go only oh so far up, so you can get them in these really mean like poses, but you can't get them anything uber far because the tendrils limit, but they can at least go forward and back. There's a single jointed bend and swivel. It's like a 45-degree swivel. Oh wait, shit, no, we got them in a 90-degree, 95 degrees. Let's go. Yeah, so, you know, you can get them there. Nothing at the wrists, sadly, I'm afraid. Legs go all the way out, all the way in, forward, back. Pretty decent bend there at the knee. So let's just clip that back in. So, yeah, Venom over here is actually pretty good. If you just want a tiny, cheap-ass Venom, I'd recommend it. You know, $10, you can't go wrong with that. And because Venom's a cool, popular character, there's like all sorts of variants out there. There's like one with wings and he's purple. There's another one with wings and he's green. Kind of like some of the old Toy Biz ones. So it's cool. I like it. You know, it's really cool. I like it. So I do kind of recommend this, even though it's not as good as Marvel Universe. I wish it had more articulation. I really do. But for $10 nowadays, you know, this is sadly the best it's going to get in terms of 3 3/4 inch scale. Now, moving on to a much shittier figure. Holy shit. Look what they did to my boy. Look what they did to my boy. What the fuck is this? Like, what the fuck is this, dude? I mean, $10, you know? I mean, they did Venom so well. Look at this. This is fucking Venom. Who the fuck is this goofy-ass motherfucker? I don't know. I don't fucking know who he is. Jesus wept. Who the fuck is this guy? Like, goddamn. All right, well, starting out, we got the eyes. The eyes are decent. Could have been better. We got, dude, he looks like a 40-year-old pedophile, bro. Look at that. Look at that shit. I don't know if you can see it, but he's even got these weird teeth. They didn't even do that right. Like, the only thing good about this guy's mouth is his mouth. They did the pink right, the pink tongue there. That's the only thing they did well. It's just so minuted. This looks like one of those shitty, like, 2014 comic renditions of him. You know the ones. So, but yeah, dude, his teeth are just, they fucked him up so bad, dude. At least with Venom, he still had teeth, even though they were all gummed. This just looks like limps, dude. He looks like one of those 40-year-old... He almost looks like if the Carnage symbiote possessed either Ben Shapiro or Matt Walsh. You know? Like, honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, no, he doesn't look like a fucking Jared Fogeling. No, scratch that. He doesn't look like that at all. He looks like if the Carnage symbiote possessed Matt Walsh, and they absolutely muted and tamed the symbiote, bro. So, moving on. The body's actually objectively sculpted really well. You can't see it, but there's a bunch of cool lines and shit here. Really great musculature. I mean, the sculpt here is really great for what it is. Even though it's cheap, chintzy plastic, it's at least a good sculpt. You're not getting fucked over in that regard. But what you are getting fucked over in is the red and black paint. So the paint objectively is good. The problem is that it's not like any of the good Carnage designs where the black goes all throughout the body, you know, and it just stops on the back. It doesn't even go to the back. It doesn't even go fucking to the back. Look, see, goes to the back, no breaks at all. Look, a tiny little seam there. Tiny. You can't even see that on camera. Here, nothing. Nothing. You can see the seam. It's only here, bro. God, the black tendrils on the arms again, you know. Oh, I forgot to do his fucking accessories. That's how bad this is. His accessories are really hard to take off for some reason. Oh my God, I'm gonna end up breaking his arms, dude. Yeah, and also his accessories are kind of a godsend. You'll see why in a second here. Small accessory break here, but he comes with 2 of these objectively kind of cool, you know, that remind me a lot of like the ninja talons from Ninja Gaiden, not gonna lie. They're cool, shaped really well. There's no paint on them, of course. 0 paint whatsoever. They just got the tendrils on them and whatnot, and they, you know, pads. So now that we're down to the arms, we can see these ugly, oversized hands. Oh my god. Holy shit. Yeah, dude, they don't even have claws on them. What are you? Do you call those claws? Do you call those claws? No, I call them fucking sausages. Rhymes with grug, motherfucker. Yeah, dude, look at it. The wrists are so tiny, but he's got these huge, huge hands. Look, Venom's big, he's bulky, and yeah, he has hands, but huge hands, but it fits, dude. Like, it actually looks symmetrical, bro. It looks like it's part of the figure. This guy looks like he tried to do a fucking Freddy Krueger impression and failed midway through. God almighty, what is this shit? Hasbro, how do you fuck up Carnage this bad? I know it's meant for your fucking kitty line, but fucking hell, bro. Yeah, like, I mean, I don't know. At least you can see the tendons and whatnot in the hands. That's cool. But then again, when the hands are enlarged by like 125%, you better be able to fucking see them tendons. Let's see, more decent leg. The leg sculpt's really good, even though it looks like a skinned human, dude. It is a skinned human for all intents. You can even see the toenails, bro. My God, this isn't Carnage. The problem is that this isn't fucking Carnage. The sculpt, I mean, the articulation's the same, except this one's on a ball joint, but it's one of those shitty ball joints so that you can't even really get him to look up or down or tilt. It slightly does. It's slight. It's just a swivel, though. But his articulation's the same as Venom, and I don't even need to get into it, dude. It's no different. I mean, the arm bend's a bit, you know, hindered when you use these. So, you know, it's just a slight bend and whatnot. It's nothing too much. Come on, let's see. Can we get it without breaking anything or knocking shit over? There we go. You know, just regular shit. Now, for comparison to these two, here's one of the old movie figures. This is from The Amazing Spider-Man. This was their comic sub-series. You know, pretty much almost the same articulation. You know, compared size, Venom's nice, big. You know, Carnage, decent size too. And then for another comparison, here's one of the Marvel Universe ones, which are really fucking cool. Yeah, see all this articulation, dude? See, this is what Hasbro's capable of. They just refuse to fucking do it, dude. And this is on a 3 3/4 inch. So, you know, you got the Carnage here, you got the fucking Venom here, you know, Kino. So, with all that said, what's the overall thoughts? Well, overall thoughts are, this line could be better, but it is a step in the right direction, admittedly. You know, I think it's good that children have stuff like this to grow up with. Objectively, it should be like the fucking Marvel Universe, you know. But children don't play with toys, sadly, anymore. They just play Roblox and Fortnite and whatever their friends tell them is cool for the month. Venom, you know, if you like Venom, or you just want a tiny little Venom figure to put in your computer or anywhere else in your house, I'd recommend it. $10? Hell yeah. Carnage, they fucked them. Don't waste your money. With that said, see you all in the next video.